Oh wow, guys, did y'all see that? Let's go check it out. Follow me.
Well, good morning, Francis here again with the Texas Roadrunner channel, and let's go on in and see what it's all about. Of course, the statue is in the great state of Texas, more specifically in south of Houston. So take Highway 288 south from Houston until you hit 35. Then take the frontage road all the way to 290, do a U-ey, and head up on north on the frontage road, and the statue should be on the east side of Highway 288. Now, Houston-based artist and sculptor Dave Addix is responsible for the sculpture of the big statue. Not only is he a sculptor, but he is also an artist. He's also responsible for building the big Sam Houston statue in Huntsville, Texas. And he's also responsible for building all those big busts of the presidents that used to be off of Highway 288 in Pearland and on the south side of Houston. But I don't know where they are now. They're all disappeared. And he also did the Beatles. Now, David, the sculptor of the statue, used this painting of Stephen F. Austin as inspiration for the big statue, the big 76-foot one. Of course, they had to cast it in pieces since it was so big, and they, put it together like a jigsaw using cranes. And as you can see, there's a lot of seams in between the different pieces. That was covered in with concrete, and then later it was painted over with a protective white paint. Little by little, it all came together. And around the same time, about 2006, the visitor center was also being built. And there's the sign, future home of the Stephen F. Austin statue. Well, there he is, Stephen F. Austin, all 76 feet of him. Father of our Texas. Now, I thought he brought in 300 families, but it turns out I was wrong. It's 500. And there's the visitor center. Let's go on in. Well, let's head on in. And there is a mock-up of the statue. This is what David used to design the big one. Here's some old relics, period guns of the time, around circa 1930s, 40s. And here's the state of Texas. In the center there is where he established his colony. A couple more artifacts and reproductions. Well, there's Mom. She looks lost. Old spinning wheel. Looks like some things for the dinner table. And I'll be honest, I don't know what all these artifacts are or what they do. And there's Britt Bailey. A lot of stories about him. And a reproduction of a quilt for that time period. Hey guys, Francis here again with the Texas Roadrunner channel. I'm here with Mr. James Glover. He's one of the interpreters here with the Stephen F. Austin statue, and also the museum here that I showed you a few pictures of earlier. I'm going to hand it off to James, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about how this all came to be.
All right. The whole thing started as a dream of two gentlemen who were friends a few years back. They decided that Stephen F. Austin had done so much for this area of Texas that we really needed a monument dedicated to him, which we didn't have, even though he's buried here in the county originally, before they exhumed him and moved him up to the state cemetery in Austin. We had no monument saying this is where Stephen Austin held sway, this is where he actually did something important. So Bill Fletcher and Sion Warnicki brainstormed together and decided that we needed something to honor the father of Texas. Well, seeing the Sam Houston statue up near Huntsville, they said we can do that or maybe something a little bit better. And they contacted David Addix, the sculptor from that, and struck up a deal. So first of all, David built the mock-up, which was used by volunteers for fundraising all across the county at every possible venue that you can think of to raise money. They had a group of people that you had 500 individuals and entities who raised $1,000 apiece towards the statue. So the statue, costing $500,000 to build, was financed completely with private money. It was not a government thing, but a private thing. So they built it. Now, David Addix, being the sculptor, had a little bit of family history that goes back to the days of the Republic of Texas. And he built the Sam Houston statue. He built this statue and several others, and he decided to do a little get-evenness with the old family stories. You see, his ancestor was the first postmaster for the provisional government of the Republic of Texas. When Sam Houston came on to power, he replaced all the sitting officials, including David's ancestor. So as recompense for that, he made our statue a little bit taller than the other one. So in that instance, we have Stephen F. Austin being 76 feet tall out here, where he is about 4 feet taller than the Sam Houston statue. It's this little fun fact we really like to do. In actual fact, Stephen F. Austin was about 5'10", Sam Houston was 6'3". So anyway, in 2016, Brazoria County took over the statue from the Stephen F. Austin 500. The intent was always for a government entity to take it over and run it, because it was more of a scope than a private entity could manage on their own. It just cost too much, takes too many volunteer hours, and so the county took it over and is expanding on what the foundation originally intended to do, with keeping alive local history, telling stories, having somewhere for the children to learn about their backgrounds, and to perpetuate the memory of one of the great early Texans.
Now, in the heart of East Texas, there's a city called Nacogdoches. And in Nacogdoches is one of the Texas State Universities. Yep, you guessed it, Stephen F. Austin State University, named after the father of Texas. Now, I've only been there once, and it's a nice little state university. I just went to visit and look around, that's all. And they too have a statue of Stephen F. Austin. But I do believe that the Stephen F. Austin statue in Brazoria County is far more grander.
Okay, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's going to be a special interest to those living in Texas and interested in Texas history and that type of thing. So guys, until next time, y'all be safe out there and take care.
I'm Francis Kiefel, and I approved this video.